with a kickoff. Nice end-over-end kick. It's going to be picked up by Arnold at the 15-yard line. He's running to his left, crosses the 20, and just gets to about the 25-yard line. And they'll be setting up play at their own 25-yard line. Dwayne, the Hudson Tigers are going to have to start thinking about maybe getting some big defensive plays. Some turnovers could be a real key here in the second half. We have not seen any, in fact.
Oh, indeed, Dave, that's true. And just a big defensive stand by Hudson right here would, I'm certainly, change the momentum of the ball game and get the momentum back that Hudson thought they had secured going into that first half. Clinton, they now have to work without Mr. Roberts.
And we'll see how they do, as they've got three-back formation and a little bit of movement on the line that time by the Clinton Redskins. So, as you mentioned, Dwayne, going into the second half, the most important thing for the Redskins to do was to stop getting penalties, and they start this first series of play with a illegal motion. So, they're off to the wrong foot already.
Oh, boy, they come right out. Very first play from the line of scrimmage, put themselves in a hole just a little bit deeper, 1st and 15. So, indeed, whatever Coach Scott said apparently just wasn't strong enough. Let's see what happens here.
Blaisdell now up at the line. He hands it off inside, and the running back is hammered by several white jerseys from the Hudson Tigers, and trying to see who got the carry that time. And up steps number 34. That is going to be Brad Ahrens. So maybe we'll see Ahrens a little bit more in place of Roberts there. Ahrens gets quite a nice gain, in fact, 6 yards on the gain. So here we go. Here's Jim Roberts back on the field. He made that long trip down the stairs after all. So some of the Clinton Redskins glad to see him back, and he, in fact, is running with quite a good gait. So I don't think there'll be any trouble bringing him back in. Handoff inside on the field now. Bouncing off his Ahrens. He goes free. He's down to the 40, down to the 45-yard line, as Ahrens with some nice nifty moves at the line, twisting and breaking some tackles, and he gets about a 20, give him about, I don't know, about 15, 16 yards on the run that time. So maybe if you can't go to Roberts, at least you got Ahrens in the backfield.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, Nick, some fantastic second motion, second movement again. Hudson's defense was there. They made the stop, and then Ahrens just simply able to pop that open and continue on down the field.
Well, first and 10 now. The ball spotted at the 43-yard line. Handoff inside goes to Arnold. He's got open running room. He crosses the midfield stripe down to the 44-yard line of the Hudson Tigers. And every time I see Jacob Arnold get the ball, he seems to make a big gain out of every run that he takes. That time he gained about 15 yards or so, and he's just got a nice gain. He's able to really keep himself agile when he runs, Dwayne.
Indeed so, and that pushes him well over the 100-yard mark for the game. So he's having a fantastic night in the backfield as well.
Ball now to 44. It's a handoff inside. This time it goes to Roberts, and Roberts churning his way up the field for a 13-yard gain. And Mr. Pittsford was right. Jim Pittsford said he'd be here the second half. He knew Jimmy well, and he wasn't kidding.
Oh, indeed, that's for sure. He a little bit slow coming down out of the locker room. We began to wonder if he was going to make his appearance, and as you say, ran onto the sidelines under his own power, got right out there and got involved, and picked up 13 yards the first time he touched the ball second half.
Ball at the 33-yard line. Blaisdell with a call. He's got 1st and 10. Handoff goes inside this time to Hatfield, working his way around the end. He's going to gain. He's going to lose some yardage. In fact, as the Hudson Tigers tough on defense that time, Dwayne.
Oh, it's just a big stop by Mark McCullough, number 82, as he got in that backfield, and he said, I flat out refuse to let you out of here, and spun him around, and Hatfield, you say, lost 3 or 4 yards, and boy, really paid for it on a good hit by Mike McCullough.
9:37 remaining. The Clinton Redskins trying to tack on a little bit more. They've got a comfortable 30-16 lead over the Hudson Tigers. Handoff goes inside to Arnold. He breaks through the line. He's grabbed and bounced around. In fact, knocked over and gains a couple of more yards as he dropped at the 28-yard line. That time picking up 7, 8, 9 yards on the carry. And as I mentioned, Jacob Arnold, he's just a very good back. He keeps his upward mobility, doesn't let his body go too much forward, too much to the left, too much to the right, always giving himself a chance to move up and down the field. Third down now. About a long 5 yards to go. Handoff goes inside to Roberts. He gains first down and plenty more that time. Give him 13 yards on the carry as Jim Roberts coming right back into this ball game and contributing again, Dwayne.
Oh, boy, 17th time tonight that Roberts has carried the ball. What a workhorse. 164 yards unofficially for him, and whatever was ailing him at halftime apparently got it worked out very quickly, as it doesn't look like he's having any problem at all moving out there.
Blaisdell now brings the team up to the line there at the 19-yard line. Man in motion is Arnold. Hand up inside again, goal. Fumble. And we might, no. I'll tell you what, that was the first time we've actually seen a little bit of slip in the ball.
Number 4, Mr. Matt Blaisdell, he was there, wanted to pitch out as Roberts kind of come around the left side. Roberts, with his speed, got ahead of Blaisdell, so when Blaisdell made the pitch, it was behind him, and ball, as Blaisdell started to release it, realized there was nobody there, so the ball kind of fell to the ground. And fortunate for Clinton, Blaisdell able to fall on it. Lost some yardage on the play, looking at 2nd and 11.
Handoff this time goes inside to Roberts. He cuts through a couple of holes down to the 10. He tries to weave his way back, and that's about it for him, but he gets a big 9-yard gain to Jim Roberts. So 3 carries, and a little quick mathematics in my head, he's gained 35 yards already, Dwayne.
Oh, indeed, and 173 on the night. He may be pushing the 200-yard mark before this thing's over with.
Well, there's going to be no problem him continuing to lead yardage. He's got his helmet off now, and he's coming down the sideline, and again, Dwayne, it seems like he's limping again.
I think so maybe it wasn't as well as he thought it was, as it goes back to the trainer.
Handoff goes inside to number 34. He gains the first down and more. That time, Brad Aaron with the carry, and inside to the 10-yard line, down to the 8-yard line of the Hudson Tigers, and I believe it's real close to a first down. So we look down here in the sideline, and it doesn't look like something that Roberts is going to be hampered with for a season-ending injury, but it does seem to be bothering him quite a bit this evening, Wayne. It looks like they, in fact, got him taped up. It's the right knee.
Right knee very heavily taped, and the trainer kind of talking to him. Roberts puts the helmet on, takes it off, and puts it back on again, and now he removes it again. So maybe it's just agging him enough to where he doesn't really know whether he should be in there or not, but heavy discussion going on right now with the trainer on the sideline. Meanwhile, after the officials give their measurement, they credit Clinton with a first down, and the drive continues to go for the Redskins.
Ball spotted at the 8-yard line. The Hudson Tigers have really been able not to stop the Clinton Redskins whatsoever. Every time the Redskins take the ball down the field, they manage to get some sort of points on the board, except for once this evening. So really hasn't been too much possession. Most teams have been controlling the ball. Redskins now got first down. Blaisdell, handoff inside to Jacob Arnold. Arnold had about 2 guys on him, and he looked like he was actually going to be ready to run around the corner with 2 guys hanging on him that time. As give Arnold just about 3 yards on the carry.
123 yards on the night for Jacob Arnold. So, boy, some fantastic work by this backfield here as now they really start to apply some heavy tape to Mr. Roberts' right leg.
Back on the field now, the ball spotted at the 4-yard line. Redskins trying to get some more points on the board. Handoff inside goes to Arnold. No problem. In for the touchdown is Jacob Arnold. The big 4-yard run. And now the Redskins have got a comfortable 36-16 lead. Jacob Arnold, as I mentioned, getting the big 4-yard run there, almost untouched into the end zone.
Nick, I think he was untouched. Big hole opened up for him on the left side of the line, and he just simply trounced in from the 5-yard line and picked up the 6 points. And now Clinton comes out. No doubt will elect to go with the 2. At least that's what we've seen all night. And now, just as we say that, looks like they're going to go for the kick.
When you said that. All right, here is the kick. It's up, and it is good. So the extra point that time, kicked by number 20, and that's Mike Hatfield doing the kicking short. So we've got a 37-16 lead for the Clinton Redskins over Hudson. We'll take a quick timeout here on Q95 Country.
Shamrock Ford Lincoln Mercury in Clinton invites you to kick off the football Ann Arbor game, but the Game 3 in the American League Championship, Minnesota Twins and Toronto Blue Jays, is Toronto in the bottom of the first, 2-0. Let's take it back to Nick Downs and Dwayne Brown out there in Clinton.
Okay, thank you very much, Marty, and we'll try to keep that up to date until we get off the air here on Q95 Country. As Marty mentioned, the Blue Jays up 2-0 already over the Twins, so we'll keep you up to date. Should be exciting, and hopefully the next chance we get to speak to Marty, we'll find out how the Green Maples are doing against Ann Arbor Huron. They were leading comfortably at half, 28-7. Meanwhile, on the kickoff here, it was returned by Jake Lawrence, and he only gained just about down to the 16-yard line before getting hammered by several Clinton Redskins. They are down rather heavily now, 37-16. Lawrence with the call. He's got a man in motion. Hands off inside. Breaking a couple of tackles is number 44 that time. And Casey Randolph, the man who's been going all night, they should know his name by now. Randolph picks up just about 7 yards. So Randolph breaking a couple of tackles and making something out of nothing that time, Dwayne.
67 yards and 13 carries for Casey Randolph. And as you say, he's been the guy that Lawrence has wanted to go to when they've elected to go with the ground game here this evening.
Back to the line steps the Hudson Tigers. They've got a T formation. Handoff goes inside again. I believe that's Randolph. And just short of the first down is Randolph. As the ball was run to the left side that time. The Hudson Tigers, by the way, are traveling from your left to right on your radio dial if you happen to be in your car, and if you're in your home, left to right on your wall. 5:51 remaining in this third quarter. Clinton Redskins in a comfortable lead at home. It's getting nippy here now, Dwayne. A little bit of rain in early in that first quarter. Just a slight drizzle has kind of put a nip in the air this evening.
Indeed, Nick, and while we were going there, the ball was spotted well enough to be the first down, so Hudson continues to move. They've got the ball 1st and 10.
Lawrence now with a handoff again inside, and tough to see from where our vantage point is here, but the running back gets just about a 5-yard gain that time, and Dan Rogers with the carry that time. A little help from the cameraman up here on the call. So we'll make it now 2nd and 4, and the Hudson Tigers seem to be pretty content to keep the ball on the ground.
Well, so far, at least in this third quarter, as you say, they've gone with Rogers, they've gone with Randolph, and so interesting, 3 or 4 people touching the ball coming out of that backfield tonight for Hudson.
Lawrence takes the club up to the line, 2nd and 5 now. Again, a handoff inside, this time going out to number 16, and that's Jake. No, I'm sorry. That is, I'm confused. It is Jake Lawrence.
Indeed, number 12, Sean Cook lined up in the quarterback spot that time, Nick, so caught us off guard. Number 12, Sean Cook lined up at the quarterback spot, handed off to number 16, Jake Lawrence, and he picks up some yardage and
confuses both of us. It's a 7-yard gain that time by Jake Lawrence if you're scoring at home, and gives them the first down now. The ball spotted at the 40-yard line, and the Hudson Tigers quite content to keep the ball in the line. This time looking at the line, yes indeed, Sean Cook again is lining up the quarterback slot. So, and on the wideout position is number 16, Jake Lawrence. So switching players around there, maybe getting some different personnel. Cook now with the call to the line. He's got an I formation. He tries to hand it off, fakes a muffed up play, and barely gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's probably why you don't always run your wideout at your quarterback slot, because he doesn't quite know all the plays.
But Nick, one thing that I've noticed on the field is a flag, and was thrown completely on the opposite side of the field from us. Here comes a preliminary call. It's going to go illegal motion against Hudson. So, boy, penalties really playing their part in killing a lot of drives here tonight for both ball clubs, as a matter of fact.
4:36 remaining in this third quarter here at Clinton High School. Things have slowed down quite a bit. We saw quite a fast-moving first half as both clubs seem to have a good ball control and move the ball down the field. In fact, Clinton Redskins, I believe, have only punted once this evening, as they have almost every time taken the ball and drove it all the way down the field. And, of course, the big drive was the impressive one of 89 yards and capped off with a touchdown. So they've done quite a good job keeping ball control. This time pitch out and falling down and also getting hurt on the play. Not quite sure who is down in the field. I'm trying to look at all the numbers that are there. Getting confused now. The Cook, that actually might be.
Number 22, Dan Rogers, is a guy that's down. Now he gets up under his own power, but right at the end of that play, Rogers went down on his own power area, Nick, so I'm not exactly sure. Here comes a flag. It's a hold, oh my word, a hold against the Hudson Tigers.
Well, Coach Phil Lawrence, I can see him over there in his white shirt, and he's throwing his arm in the air, and he's definitely being quite gestural in his disagreement on the call that time, but you really can't always see a hold, that's for sure. So they're going to mark it off another 10 yards, and the Redskins are starting to feel a little bit more comfortable as the Hudson Tigers, what looked to be an impressive drive at one point, has started to reel backwards.
Oh, 2 penalties right here for 15 yards in this drive, and one thing you don't want to do is go out and beat yourself at this thing, but boy, yeah, apparently the official was right there on top of the play because Rogers had already kind of slipped and fallen to the ground. And apparently one of his lead blockers just reached out and grabbed somebody from Clinton, and the official right on top of the play, tacking on the big 10-yard holding penalty. So now Hudson finds themselves with a 2nd and 21.
And up to the line run the Hudson Tigers now. As you mentioned, a long second, make it even 22 yards. So the Tigers going to have to probably go in the air, and they do. Lawrence goes back to pass, He's got a man downfield. Actually, it was Cook that time who was the intended receiver, but the ball thrown well. Tigers are really coming up short on almost all the plays right now as they try to struggle to get back to about to the 50-yard line is where they need to get to on this third down situation. So I'm sure we're going to see the Clinton Redskins loosen up a little bit and let the defensive backs roam the field a little bit more and prevent these Hudson Tigers from getting the first down. Lawrence has got one in the backfield as he goes back to pass. He rolls to his left, throws a quick short pass that time to number 34, Mark Gibbs, and bounces off the hand of Gibbs, and there goes another drive for the Hudson Tigers.
Oh boy, and they're going to have to punt with 4th and 21. And I tell you what, the punter's going to be standing at about his own probably 15-yard line by the time he gets that off. So it'll be interesting to see if Clinton applies any pressure. It looks like they're going to have 9 men up on the line. 2 men are back. Jake Arnold takes his spot at about his own 45-yard line. So credit the Clinton defense with responding to the occasion, but also not taking anything away from them. But boy, some penalties really stop things in a hurry for the Hudson Tigers that time around, Nick.
37-16, the Clinton Redskins have a comfortable lead here at Clinton High School. Sean Cook, the punter, a little bit high in the snap, but he does get it. Nice kick this time. It's going to back the receiver back. He catches it, which is Arnold, and looks like Arnold might have fumbled it. I didn't see a fair catch signal. Did you, Dwayne?
No, indeed, I did not. But one thing I think I did see was one of the Clinton Redskins, number 10, Brent Keith, whose name we haven't talked about tonight, right in front of the official, and he threw the flag. And I'm not sure, but what we don't have ourselves a hold. We've yet to wait to see the preliminary indication from the officials. They're out in the middle of the field huddling, talking this thing over. They want to give us the correct call to the press box. And so they continue to talk, and while they do, the Clinton Redskins, we've got ourselves a clip. So a clip for Clinton on that particular punt return. And Nick, the 9th penalty of the night for Clinton Redskins, so they're really struggling with some heavy penalties here this evening.
Well, definitely not struggling on the scoreboard. They've got a 21-point advantage at this point and looking to get a couple of more points. Blaisdell walking down the field as the officials walk off with his head coach, Scott McNitt. McNitt in the traditional red and black of the Clinton Redskins. And the ball way down the field now. That is a 15-yard penalty, by the way. So the ball spotted at the 28-yard line. They'll take over 1st and 10 with the Redskins, as I'm sure they're more than happy to start running this clock out rather quickly here and walk out of here with a comfortable win under their belt. Redskins now hand off inside, but he fakes it, goes back to pass. Blaisdell got all the time in the world, and he's looking downfield. He's decided to run it. He's got a couple of Clinton Redskins, Hudson Tigers right behind him, and he gains about 2 yards on the play that time. And folks yelling up here, I'm not quite sure what for.
Nick, I thought that I saw a flag, and indeed I believe I have, as Blaisdell went out of bounds. I think he got hit. I think it was a late hit. I'm almost certain of that because Blaisdell was well out of bounds, almost over onto the ground. And, oh boy. Indeed, a dead ball personal foul. That's got to be a late hit. So the 15 yards they lost on the clip, they're going to gain right back here on this personal foul against Hudson.
Well, Blaisdell made quite a great effort. He was looking to roll out to his right and look for a man downfield, but nobody was there, so he decided to run with the ball instead. And as I mentioned, he only gained about 2 yards in the play, but he had 3 Hudson Tigers right behind him, and they were more than determined to hit him whether he was in or out of bounds. And obviously he was well out of bounds when maybe it was a love tap, if anything, but nonetheless, the officials saw it as a late hit. So the ball spotted all the way up now to the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 now for the Redskins. I formation, handoff inside with a reverse. Goes to Hatfield. He crosses the 50, down to the 45, cuts back inside, and he's tackled at the 40-yard line is Hatfield. So a nice reverse, really a kind of patent play, the kind you'd like to see from a coach that time, as Hatfield gets the big gain of about 15 yards.
Oh, indeed, and I tell you what, Mark Jackson, number 72, he's a 6'1", 235-pound defensive tackle. He's a senior over at Hudson. And Nick, he made that fella pay for that reverse. He really put a tremendous crunch on him right there at the end of the play.
So number 20, Mike Hatfield, with a 15-yard gain to give these Clinton Redskins into Hudson territory. Handoff inside goes to Arnold. He crosses down to the 10. He's all by himself down at the 30. He's got one man to beat. feet and finally tackled down at the 10-yard line. So a big gain of 30 yards that time by Jacob Arnold, and he's getting awful close to Jim Roberts' statistics for this evening, isn't he, Dwayne?
Oh, indeed he is. 157 yards for Mr. Jacob Arnold, unofficially 173 for Jim Roberts. So they're really over 300 yards now between those two in the backfield.
Redskins now up to the line. They've got the ball just outside the 11-yard line of the Hudson Tigers and looking to put a few more points on the board. Handoff inside, and number 34 with a carry that time. That's Brad Aarons. And Aarons just gets to about the 5-yard line, so credit him with a 7 or 8-yard gain.
Just Clinton Redskins now starting to really drive, and I think maybe we're seeing the wear down that Coach Phil Lawrence alluded to in our pregame conference beginning to happen against them, as now some of the Hudson Tigers take advantage to kneel on one knee as we wait between plays here.
2nd down and 4. The ball spotted the 5. Handoff inside goes to Jacob Arnold, and he's in for the touchdown as Jacob Arnold carries that final 5 yards. And Arnold now, he has picked up his, what I believe is his 2nd or 3rd touchdown of the evening now. In fact, that's his 4th touchdown of the evening. Another 5-yard run. He's had 3 5-yard and 1 4-yard run for Jacob Arnold, who is leading this club in scoring no problem.
And Nick, interesting enough, they line up now for just the 1 point.
And up is the kick by Hatfield, and it is good. So Jacob Arnold with a 5-yard run, and the Clinton Redskins now lead comfortably 44-16. We'll take a quick timeout on Q95 Country.
Here on game, it's still 28-7 in the 3rd quarter, and Game 3 of the American League Championship, Minnesota Twins at Toronto Blue Jays. In the 2nd inning, it's 2-0 still remaining with the Toronto Blue Jays on top. Let's take you back to Nick Downs and Dwayne Brown back in Clinton.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Peters. And as you mentioned, the Maples have a comfortable 28-7 lead, Dwayne. So they look like they're going to move themselves up a little bit on the computer points, and that's a very point to the Adrian Maples, who we mentioned at halftime are in 6th in the Class A.
Oh, good job apparently by the Adrian Maples, as Al Romano mentioned on our sister station WABJ. Last week, Coach's Corner thought he might have some trouble, but it looks like they're doing a good job here tonight.
Lawrence now has called the line. He's got the ball to 25 after the run back. Handoff inside this time. Goes for a man inside and running up to just about the 35-yard line. You'll see the number as he gets up on the field here. And that's number 28, is it? No, that can't be.
26.
26, okay. That's still a number that, Corey Bork, of course. He has not run in quite a while, in fact, Wayne, as Bork, I haven't seen too much playing action from him. He gets the 10-yard gain and the 1st down for the Hudson Tigers, who are not a quitting team. And we've seen them play against Blissfield and Morenci and now against Clinton, and they're not a quitting team whatsoever. Handoff inside this time, and there's a flag on the play, Dwayne.
Boy, that's something we've seen so many times tonight. 7 penalties for Hudson, 9 penalties for Clinton, and we've yet to see who this one's going to go against, and it's a hold against Hudson.
I think it was almost a race besides the points for who's going to get the most penalties this evening, as the Hudson Tigers again are tagging themselves with needless penalties. And taking a scan on the field, a minute 34 remaining in the 3rd quarter. This one has dragged on quite a bit with all the scoring and the penalties on the field. The clock does not seem to want to roll this evening. Taking a look down at the Clinton Redskins sideline there, we see Jimmy Roberts. He's got ice on the knee. I think he's done for the evening.
Wouldn't surprise me when you're up 44-16 and you've got a player playing with some injuries like that, Nick. No reason to go out and potentially do some more extreme damage to that. There's still, 3 more important ball games left after this one. So one thing you don't want to do is, if you don't need him, don't use him, because there's a lot of other players that can use the time and arise to the occasion for the Clinton Redskins.
Hudson Tigers rush up to the line. They've got a 2nd down and 9 situation. It's a T formation, a little bit of movement on the line again, and well, I'll tell you, those yellow little hankies have spent more time on the ground than they spend in the back pocket of the judges this evening.
If they get grass stain on them, they're going to be yellow and green next week. Number 50, Richard Ross, jumped offside for the Clinton Redskins, so I tell you what, 10th penalty of the night for Clinton.
And there is the call at the line. The Redskins leading comfortably 44-16. Surprisingly enough, most of the fans that came for this ballgame still remain in the stands. I don't know what they're waiting for, but I guess they love the Redskins, that's for sure. A little bit of movement on line, but I don't think the officials saw that one that time. And a run up inside that time by Bork, give him about 2 yards, if that. And for once, I think we didn't see a yellow hanky, although despite the fact that we are looking right down the field and we saw the movement, now there's an injury on the field, and head coach Phil Lawrence runs out there very quickly. Not quite sure what's going on.
Well, yet to unpile a lot of players, and yeah, Phil Lawrence just right out there on the field as he's talking to Bork, pulling him away, so I'm not exactly sure.
I don't believe it was an injury. I believe it was a little bit of a squabbling out there, and Coach Lawrence wasn't about to have that happen here now. Still got another quarter of football to play, Dwayne.
Well, we see no flags, no penalties apparently on it, but Lawrence right out and immediately taking number 26 out of the ball game, talking to him over on the sidelines now, and so perhaps doing some preventive coaching out there.
3rd and 1 now. The Hudson Tigers spotted right at their own 45-yard line. And the handoff goes inside. This time for a first down and more. And gets to about the 50-yard line that time with a run.
Casey Randolph. How many times have we called his name tonight?
So the Redskins take over the Redskins now, actually the Hudson Tigers are Redskins territory. That's what I meant to say. Just inside the 49-yard line. They've got a 1st and 10 situation, and as Coach Phil Lawrence said, he says, you know, winning the title and getting the playoffs isn't as important as their own goals, and I'm sure some of those goals are to get some points on the board and get some offensive production, which they have been doing this evening so far, as they've gotten 16 points on the board, looking for some more. Lawrence back to pass, now looks downfield, got a man open, he hits him, and knocked down at the 45-yard line. Complete to number 88, I believe that's Ryan Sanford, his main target. No, I'm sorry, number 12, that is Sean Cook, his other main receiver.
Well, it's the second time tonight that he's teamed up with Sean Cook, that time picking up about 4 yards on the play. And it makes the 13th pass that Lawrence has thrown this evening, Nick.
Only 9 seconds remaining in this first half, and the clock stopped due to the fact that Cook got out of bounds. So this will be the final play of the 3rd quarter as Lawrence steps up to the line and hands it off inside this time to, not quite sure who that is. Down at the 40-yard line, and that'll do it for the 3rd quarter play. That'll scare you, won't it? 44-16, the Clinton Redskins lead over the Hudson Tigers. We'll take a quick timeout on Q95 Country.
The Decor Center on South.
Yes, you could say that's a lot to see in a smile. But when you come into United Savings Bank, there are a lot of smiles to see. We're United Savings Bank, the bank that begins with you. Member FDIC.
The bank that begins with you.
Back here at Clinton High School, Dwayne Brown hit downs along with Dwayne Brown, and the Hudson Tigers now get the ball just about the 25-yard line. Lawrence goes back to pass. He decides to run it. He is knocked down at the 23-yard line.
And Nick, there's a flag on the end of this play. I tell you, penalties continue to mount up here, and Clinton turning around and walking toward the end zone. So apparently maybe a late hit. I'm not sure. We've yet to receive a indication from the official. But we closed the 3rd quarter with a big 15-yarder against Clinton. And now, yes, indeed, they're marking off some more yardage against Clinton. So Clinton,
how far back is this one going to go? 10 yards, I believe it is. Yep. So now I'll tell you, we're going to have the most penalties in the county for the night, that's for sure.
12 penalties tonight against Clinton Redskins, and that's something that Coach Scott McNitt just really going to have to work on this week. You don't want those things, especially this late in the season. Your penalties should be going down instead of up.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do this during a playoff game. It would definitely kill you. Hudson Tigers now just set up about the 12-yard line. Handoff inside this time. Open running room. Number 44, I'm sorry. And that time, again, it was Casey Randolph with the carry, and he juked. I thought he was going to get to the end zone. Didn't quite make it. And the ball spotted at the 3-yard line. So Casey Randolph continues to do that workmanlike effort, and definitely not a quitter as that young man, not so whatsoever.
The interesting thing here, Nick, is they've got the ball at about the 4-yard line. They look at 2nd and 2, so they could potentially pick up the first down without scoring the touchdown here.
Lawrence back with a T formation now, up to the line. He again hands it off inside, and a big gaggle of players there, just about the 2-yard line. And as you mentioned, if he gets to the first down, then they've got 4 more plays to go for it. And
Corey Bork, the ball carrier there, and it all depends on where they place the spot. From our vantage point here, well, I think we're going to get a measurement, Nick.
Indeed, we will. As nope, they called it right there at the line, so it is first down for the Hudson Tigers, and they get 4 opportunities now to try to get some more points on the board. And hey, you can still make the score look respectable. That's for sure, Dwayne.
Well, one thing for certain is, indeed, if you're going to give 6 points, go ahead and take them. So Hudson, 4 chances to go 2 yards here. Let's see what happens.
Lawrence steps up to the line. He makes the call. He goes back to pass. He's got Stanford in the end zone. He throws to Stanford. Intercepted, but in and out of the hands of the Clinton defensive back. I'll tell you what, it was an ill-advised pass, as that was a very tight coverage that time on Ryan Stanford.
Oh, some fantastic coverage on the part of the Clinton Redskins, and Lawrence rolling to his right. Again, he's got to kind of throw across his body as he's a left-handed quarterback, Nick, and just simply went ahead and threw the ball in there. Some fantastic coverage. Very fortunate.
I believe it was Brad Aarons that time on the coverage. And the Redskins, Tigers rather, as I mentioned, have 4 chances here to score. They're well within the 2-yard line, so they're going to try to score here in the second down situation now. T formation for Lawrence to set the call. He goes back and hands it off inside, and just short that time. Goes again. Number 22 this time. That's Dan Rogers, as he worked his way up the left side, Wayne, and off goes an ambulance. I'm not quite sure what for, but there it goes.
Well, we trust that nothing down here on the football field, at least, as we saw a lot of ambulance activity last week over at Morenci High School, and we hope that wherever it's going, it's nothing serious.
As we mentioned, Jim Roberts, speaking of the walking wounded, is sitting down there with ice, watching everything from the sidelines. He's pretty much content to stay there with a comfortable 44-16 handoff. Goes inside, and Lawrence takes it himself. And we're waiting for the preliminary call. The Hudson Tigers say it's a touchdown. And waiting to unpile. No official signal. I don't believe he got it, Dwayne.
Nothing yet, Nick. That's for certain. Yeah, in fact, they're signaling 4th down.
What do you do, Dwayne? We'll leave it to you, Coach Brown.
Well, I think you got to punch it in right here, and this could be a big touchdown for the rest of the season for the Hudson Tigers. You don't want to have that ball first and goal from the 2 and not be able to pick up the touchdown. And when you're down 44-16, 3 points really isn't going to do you that much good. So you got to go for the touchdown. Meanwhile, could be an extremely big play for the Clinton defense.
Well, here goes Lawrence. He's got a T formation, sets up at the line, makes the call, hands off inside, and in for the touchdown. The Hudson Tigers finally get it on the 4th down situation, and the man to run it in, I believe, was number 44, who really deserves it, Casey Randolph.
Oh, boy, a fantastic run by Casey Randolph. He was hit right at the goal line by about 3 Redskins, and he simply just waited for the momentum of the hit to stop, and then his forward motion dropped him into the end zone. So now Hudson has gone up on the board again, and our score 44-22 as Hudson tries to tack on some extra points here.
Well, they're going to go for the 2 points. They've got 2 way wide on the right side, and Lawrence now with a call, and we've got a timeout on the field called by the Clinton Redskins. That's a good time for us to take a quick timeout here on Q95 Country. Lawrence and the Hudson Tigers step up for this 2-point conversion. Man in motion now. And Lawrence hands it off inside, bounce back, and I don't believe they're going to get the 2 points. No, indeed. So we've got a 44-22 lead. The Clinton Redskins lead. We'll take a quick timeout and come back with more on Q95 Country.
Take advantage of the fall car care coupon sale at McKee
Vinyl. The vinyl windows are by Certainty. The vinyl siding is from Veriform. If you would like more information or a free estimate, call Lenaway Construction at 263-6817 and tell Ken you heard him on the radio.
Welcome back here to Clinton High School. The Hudson Tigers are down 44-22 to the Redskins, and the Redskins get a nice run back that time, Dwayne.
Yes, indeed, by a person who has not touched the ball all night. Number 3, with a fantastic run back there for the Clinton Redskins. They set up house at about the 39-yard line. As
and still Blaisdell blazing the trail for the Clinton Redskins as he's making the call. A little bit. That's for
Good. It's already tonight. If this one goes against Clinton, it'll be the 13th penalty of the ball game, and it's going to go against them. So 13 penalties for 110 yards tonight in penalties, Nick.
Well, I hope you address this to Coach Scott McNitt. I'm sure he's going to be highly disappointed in that statistic because that's something that, despite the fact that you're leading by 22 points, those are just constant errors that just keep coming up and up and up. Single back formation now. Blaisdell with the call. Man in motion, handoff into Hatfield's hands. He's going to cross it down the 40. He's going to get to the 50-yard line, down to just about the 44-yard line. So Hatfield that time with a 19-yard gain, and he's definitely got some quick legs. They really do have a variety of backs to go to, does this Clinton Redskins squad. Not only do they've got Arnold and they've got Jim Roberts, but they've also got Hatfield, who did a lot of key blocks in that first half.
Hatfield, and also another guy to mention is Brad. And it looks like Roberts is going to be done for the night as he continues to hold the ice pack on. And I think, yes, indeed, Clinton has made the quarterback change here, Nick.
Indeed, it is number 15. That's Mike Roberts. I'm not sure if there's any relation to Jim Roberts. We'll have to find out. Handoff inside, this time going to number 16, Jacob Arnold. And as I mentioned, it is Mike Roberts taking over the quarterback duties and trying to look down our list here and find out a little bit more about Mr. Roberts. Where is he?
He's a brother to Jim.
Oh, he is a brother to Jim.
Informed. He is a brother. Yes, indeed.
All right, so Mike Roberts taking over the quarterback duties. We've got a timeout on the field. It's an official timeout. That'll give us a quick timeout here in Q95 Country. We'll be back with more football after this.
Unlike the weather conditions outdoors, you have a great deal of and efficient heating and cooling. To find out how you can become an indoor meteorologist and control the weather inside your home, see Air Systems Heating and Air Conditioning in Hudson, Michigan. Call 448-7530.
Back here at Clinton High School, and they lead 44-22 over the Hudson Tigers. As I mentioned, number 15, Mike Roberts, the brother of Jim Roberts, has come in the ball game to take over the quarterbacking duties, and he is a sophomore, 5'10", 155 pounds, and on the run that time was number 38, that's Lance Wrangler, as he gained just about, give him about 7 or 8 yards that time for a first down. So the Clinton Redskins are into Hudson Tiger territory, in fact, and they are down to the 35-yard line of the Hudson Tigers. Man in motion, it's Hatfield, and a little bit of a busted-up play it looked like, actually, but indeed they get some yardage out of it. 6-yard gain that time, and got new numbers in here, so you'll have to bear with us as I check down the list. That's Chris Paguski, I believe it is. Apologies already being sent out to as I continue to butcher some names.
Chris Pagowski is the pronunciation on that one. Pagowski.
Pagowski. All right. Thank you very much, Dwayne. 2nd and 5 now. And as I mentioned, the Redskins putting in a number of younger players now, sophomores, and see how they fare in this ball game. Still 6:30 remaining. Handoff goes inside to Pagowski. No, this goes to Hatfield. He works his way up the field. Nice run that time by Mike Hatfield. He worked his way to the right side, found there was no open hole, so he drove all the way back around the left side and gained 4 on the carry. And they've got, make it 3 actually. They've got a 3rd and 2 situation now. With 6 minutes remaining in this final period of play, they've got a comfortable 44-22 lead over these Hudson Tigers.
And Lance Wrangler, number 38 for Clinton, trying to shake off something over here on the sidelines. He does some quick sprints, Nick, so apparently got injured on the play that he was in there.
Mike Roberts now with a call at the line. Taking place at Blaisdell. Handoff inside goes to Pagowski, and he's very close to getting the first down, Dwayne.
Yes, indeed. So, a lot of sophomore action here, and that's fantastic whenever these kids can come on. And as we comment week after week, it's definitely nothing new. They work hard in practice, and now it gives them a chance to get out here and see what they can do in some varsity experience.
Big number 76, John Shellman, one of the big seniors and one of the big key players on this team. One of the captains has come off the field, so I think he's ready to take a seat and relax for the rest of the evening as more sophomores and juniors get in there and fill into some of these key positions. Handoff inside, and in fact what happened was Mike Roberts was ready to hand it off. He ended up with it in himself and tripped over, and on a 3rd down, 4th down situation, end up handing the ball over to the Hudson Tigers. And the Hudson Tigers take over the ball at their own 30-yard line, Dwayne. So the Tigers now on a cool evening on this October the 11th. With 5:08 remaining, I'm sure want to tack some more points on the board.
Well, certainly. Why not make the score 44-30? If nothing else, it'll look good in tomorrow morning's paper, and they're fairly capable of doing it as Clinton trying to hustle to get some players in and out of there.
Well, there's a timeout on the field, and we will take a quick timeout to score 44-20.
By giving you a chance to win one of 3 Chevrolet Camaros.
Punch it, punch it, punch it.
25 years ago, the first Camaro rolled off the Chevrolet assembly line, and an American love affair began. Competitors have come and gone, but down on Main Street, Chevy Camaro is still USA 1. And by registering at Parts Plus today, you can win a Camaro Z28 or one of 2 Rally Sport Camaros absolutely free. Plus, at participating locations, when you buy 1 top-quality Trust oil filter, you'll get a punch card good for 3 free Trust oil filters. You can count on Parts Plus for car care values with extra punch, like top-quality Trust gas-charged shock absorbers made by Monroe. For improved driving control and comfort, ask for Trust gas-charged shocks by Monroe. Value price now at Parts Plus.
See Wilson's Parts Plus and Performance Automotive in Adrian.
So now's the time to
punch it, punch it.
To your Parts Plus Auto Parts store.
The Tigers now go back to pass as Lawrence. He looks down the field. He looks for his favorite receiver, Ryan Stanford, out of bounds. We thought we had a timeout in the field, but they decided to go on with the play. The officials said timeout me, and then they changed their mind. And the first play from scrimmage, it was a 5-yard pass going from Lawrence to Stanford, and then that long pass of about 25 yards, and it just was a little bit too far that time, Dwayne.
Indeed, Ryan making a fantastic effort, but I think the ball was thrown out of bounds as he kind of went up in the air and realized his positioning out on the field, and elected to let the ball fall harmlessly out of bounds. So now 3rd and 5 for Hudson.
Still quite a nice crowd here at Clinton High School. Lawrence again back to pass, hits Stanford. He's going to try to get the first down, and he's tackled down after a 4-yard gain. He looked like he was starting to struggle to get to the first down marker, but just didn't quite make it, did Stanford. So that'll make it 4th down now. 3:46 remaining. The Hudson Tigers trying to tack on a couple of more points on the board. They've got about 3 yards to make that first down, Dwayne.
Nick, I think here you're going to have to go for it. You really don't have anything to lose. You're at the 3:30 mark. You find yourself down exactly by 22 points as the score is doubled, 44-22. So indeed, they come up over the line. They're going for it.
And here's Lawrence. He's got a T formation. Looks at the defensive set. Makes the call. It's a long count at the line. Finally, hands off inside. He gets the first down from the back and trying to spot the number on the back that time with the carry. Who did get the first down? I believe that it's going to be his bread and butter man, the man he's gone to all evening long, Casey Randolph, with the carry. And it was a nice 5-yard gain by Randolph to get the first down for the Hudson Tigers. So a couple of Hudson fans down there pleased to see the Tigers could convert on 4th down. In fact, 3 times this evening we've seen the Hudson Tigers convert on 4th down, and that's something that even for a young team like this is a confidence booster.
Indeed it is. They continue to drive against one of the better defenses in the county, that of the Clinton Redskins. So they're still moving the ball plenty of time, and maybe they can score another touchdown here.
42-yard line of the Tigers as Lawrence steps up to the line. And he just gets the handle on it, throws it long. He's got Stanford overthrown that time as Ryan Stanford, he's got to be getting tired of running those streaks down the sideline. It seems like his favorite receiver all night has been Ryan Stanford, but Lawrence has not always been able to get as close as he would like.
Well, that time he simply really overthrew Ryan. He had him led by a good 5 yards on the play. And suddenly Lawrence electing to go to the air a lot. I'm just looking down here at my stat sheet to realize, Nick, that's the 18th time in tonight's ball game that they've went to the air.
Well, folks, starting to file out of here in Clinton High School as they seem to be satisfied that they're going to walk away with a win. I'm sure if you're a Clinton fan, you probably turned on your radio. Thanks for spending some time here on Q95 Country with exciting high school football action. Handoff this time goes inside, and it is again the bread and butter. No, actually I'm wrong. That time it was Dan Rogers with the carry, and he gains about 3 yards for this Hudson Tiger Club. So the Tigers looking now at a 3rd and a long 6, maybe even 7 yards as they try to get the first down, maybe get a couple of more points. The ball spotted at the 45-yard line, and definitely playing for pride now here in the final moments of this 4th quarter. 2:11 remaining, in fact. He's got 3 in the backfield as Lawrence. He decides to hand it off the left-handed quarterback, rolling left, and he throws across the spot. He's got a man open, Cook, with a nice grab, but a little bit out of bounds there.
Out of bounds. Just a fantastic grab by Cook. He went up in the air, and when he came down, both feet, unfortunately, out of bounds, so off or not. Now we look at a 4th and 7, and again, Coach Lawrence going to have to go deep into the playbook, pull something out here, and try to get another first down to continue to keep this drive going for Hudson.
Well, if you're wondering why the Clinton Redskins continue to, or rather the Hudson Tigers continue to use their starters, the reason being that they don't have anybody else on the bench. They're probably using as many utility players as they can, but such a small club, only 14 players, they have to get rid. Here's Lawrence now with a pass. He tries to get rid of it. He does, in fact, gets the first down, and out of bounds falls Ryan Sanford. So, boy, Lawrence got hit pretty bad, and in fact, he's still laying there, Dwayne, at the 35-yard line.
Oh, boy, trying to get up, got his way up to his knees, and that's just about as far as he's going to go. Now he gets himself up, and as you say, he unloaded that ball and immediately was hit by 3 Clinton Redskins linemen coming in there and putting just some terrific pressure on Lawrence, and he really paid. Okay.
Hey, well, now it is the first. And the ball spotted at the 47-yard line. The Tigers running up to the line. They've got a minute 51 to try to score, and maybe, like you said, make it look a little bit better in the paper tomorrow. Not quite as close as it might sound. Lawrence back to pass. He evades a couple of tacklers. Finally gets rid of it. Almost intercepted that time by number 30, John Hodgson, in and out of his hands. Ball was intended for Sean Cook, but the ball just came a little bit too high that time, and I don't think Lawrence wanted to repeat what happened to him last time, Dwayne.
Oh, that's for certain. When you take a hit like that, and to come back out and throw the pass as well as he did, says a lot for the stamina of Jake Lawrence, as he's really shaking some things off there now as the team is huddled. He walks completely over to the other side to pick up the call from his father, and really kind of shaking back and forth, trying to shake off a big banger as he was hit by 3 Clinton Redskin linemen. So now 1:45, 2nd and 10. I'm sure you're going to see Hudson just continue to go to the air here if they're going to score any points at all, Nick.
And in fact, he's in a shotgun now. He wants to get away from that rush, and he better hurry because he's already after him. And Lawrence runs out of bounds. He gains about a yard or 2 that time, and the shotgun didn't even help that time, did it, Dwayne?
Clinton linemen blazing in there. You're seeing a lot of different people, a lot of different numbers out on the field for the Clinton Redskins. So they got some fresh blood coming in the second and string defense, Nick. And tell you what, I think the linemen for the Hudson Tigers is simply just worn down. They've been out there a lot. As you mentioned, some injuries on Hudson causing a lot of players to go both ways tonight. And so a little bit quicker Clinton defense busting through even on the shotgun.
Again, in a shotgun formation, Lawrence goes back to pass. He better get rid of that ball quick, and he does. And it's intercepted by number 16 from the Clinton Redskins. That's Jacob Arnold, and that'll cap it. Arnold, a huge night for him. 4 touchdowns, over 150 yards rushing, and now he's got an interception. So if there was a player of the game, I'm sure it would be Jacob Arnold, despite the fact that Jim Roberts probably outgained him on the ground. Jacob Arnold has done everything on all sides of the ball, Dwayne.
Well, as you say, Roberts has outgained him on the ground, but unofficially only by 6 yards. So I don't know if Arnold's going to be in there or not, but if he is, they'd hand the ball to him and he could touch just 6 yards. He would, for probably the first time in the season, beat Roberts. But, yeah, fantastic game for Jacob Arnold.
Well, looking at the lights now, Dwayne, it looks like it's beginning to rain again. And now the fans say, hey, enough of this, I'm filing out. Hatfield now with a run inside. He gains about 5 yards. And Dwayne is going to make his way down and hopefully have an interview with Coach Scott McNitt. We'll have a quick one with him, find out what he has to say for this second half of play. Should be interesting to see how he feels about some of the plays that happened on the field. 55 seconds remaining here at Clinton High School, and the Redskins going to move on for another victory, and they will post a mark at 5-1. Meanwhile, the Hudson Tigers will fall to 1-5. Inside goes Roberts. He hands it off to number 11, and on my chart, that's Paul Rogers. And Rogers goes back and forth, swerves back and forth with the carry, and he'll lose some yardage, in fact, about 4 yards. That might be the final play of the half, seeing they give the signal, and indeed it will be. That will do it. The Redskins don't even have to bother to go back up to the line because they've got enough time to let the clock run out. And folks now definitely filing out of the Wagner Field Stadium. It's a beautiful facility here, and hopefully, as I mentioned, we'll have a chance to come back again. 7 seconds remaining. In motion goes Hatfield. And Roberts goes around the outside, and he is hammered down at the 35. That'll do it. The Clinton Redskins move to 5-1 with a 44-22 victory over these Hudson Tigers. So once again, the final score is 44-22. Clinton over Hudson. We'll get a sports report from Martin Peters on what's going on baseball-wise and with the